BSLIVE. Today I wanted to demonstrate this really cool add-on called FiberMesh, and I got this from Blender Artist. Basically, someone actually resurrected this add-on for Blender 2.8. It was originally for Blender 2.7. Yeah, it's basically allowing you to generate some kind of fiber-looking like construction. It's actually displayed really clearly here at this blog, Japanese blog. It's a you can clearly see what you can do with this, and I'll quickly give you a demonstration. So first of all, download the add-on. The add-on should come as a zip, and you simply install it on Blender 2.8. Yeah, let's open up Blender 2.8. Scribbles, I'll show you later. You can use maybe like grease pencil or particles or some kind of algorithm. A while ago there's an algorithm called BTrace that's allowing you to do something like this. But anyway, so if you install the add-on, you should have it right here. It's called Bounce Fiber. Yeah, LIERO and Atom is actually based on his algorithm, maybe called BTrace, if you want to look at it. So just turn it on. You don't see anything because this add-on is hiding here. It's called Bounce Fibers. It says it's not a bounce fiber object yet. Rename it with a prefix fiber underscore. So that's how you use it. Just add a fiber underscore into your mesh. Now you have new option right here. We can bring this up like that. So now you just play around with this number. By default, it has 960. Let's start with 100. You can see right away it's generating these fiber-looking objects. It's really cool. Let's hide the original fiber. The actual geometry is actually a curve, and this already have the UV turned on. So if you ever want to assign a texture to this, you can do that. Let's go back to the fiber object, this target, and increase the number, and right away you can see it's generating a fiber. That's 2000 iterations, and it's looking really cool, right? really cool, because they're kind of like overlapping and really bunch up, and you can really use this for anything. Maybe before I go too far, let's go back to 500. You can increase the sub-step, more resolutions along the step, or randomize the noise. Randomize the noise, giving you probably don't want to do it too much, otherwise it's kind of escaping the geometry, but a little bit's good. And then randomize the seed and thickness. That's kind of nice. If you randomize the noise, you actually can get a quite interesting result, I believe. I mean, randomize the seed, because the point number, I believe the point number is the same. So if you go back to this guy and randomize the seed, and then once again randomize the seed and then duplicate, maybe you can make like a shape keys. If I convert to mesh, so 1 2 3, and then join as shapes. Yeah, it doesn't have the number equal number of vertices. I was wrong, sorry. So let's get back to this guy. Yes, we still have this thing active. You can play around with the height offset. Interestingly enough, it's actually covering only the surface. It looks like it's covering the inside, but it's actually working on the outside. If you're thinking to do something like this in a different way, not as cool as this, I want to show you anyway. We need to have SVerchok. Turn that on. I wonder if we still have script node. Oh yeah, we have the SNL, but not the other one. I'll show you anyway. Random vector and polyline. This is one way you can create some kind of scribbles. So we can hide this guy first. So this is a quick scribble using random vector. They're kind of overlapping each other. It's not as cool, but if you turn on the B-spline anyway, you get something that's looking kind of okay. I think one of the Pokemon actually looks something like that. You can randomize it further. Like that. So that's also some kind of scribbles. But it's not as cool as the other one. If you actually go back to the older Blender, there's a lot of ways to achieve something like this. In the older Blender with SVerchok, there's a grease pencil. So SVerchok, and with grease pencil, of course, you can make, if you hold D and then you just start scribbling, you can really have fun making scribble like that. Although this is actually 2D, two-dimensional. And yeah, you can bring in the grease pencil very quickly. I'm showing you some of my trick of making this. And polyline viewer once again to the rescue. Yep. You can have the radius. The cool thing about SVerchok, of course, you can add a random value, plug into the radius and increase the number, and you have variations of the radius along the curve. And if you like to randomize this further, you can. But the grease pencil, because grease pencil is, of course, when you paint it, it's only drawing on the flat surface. In the future, hopefully with Blender 2.8, we should have a way to use like a VR or maybe AR to aid us to draw grease pencil, not in a 2D plane, but more like something like 3D. It's gonna be really cool. But this is another way to make scribble. Yeah, and even more, there's another one. I'm just gonna show you all the techniques that I know. Node editor, SVerchok, scripted node. Find the algorithm by LY. This is actually by LIERO, and then LY. Lee actually converted into BTrace KD3. You can load it. It becomes a node. Random. Oh, don't use random. Use Suzanne vertices, and you will see something very quickly. This is the vertices of Suzanne, and this is the output, and this is the edges it's generating. It's being generated like this is that algorithm that I was talking about. Probably what's being used in here by Fiber. So if you instead of using Fiber Cube, if you make like a character really quickly, select this, go into edit mode, hitting tab, and then F3, merge to the center. Let's make a character. This can be anything actually. You just need to make some kind of form. Skin modifier. Wow, we need to probably play around with this. Yeah, something, anyway, something, and then you mirror it. Put this on the top. Okay, we need to mirror it in different axes. Okay, apply the mirror. We still have skin modifier. Apply, and then smooth it. Before we smooth it, we want to maybe displace it. Yeah, I think that's kind of all right. Apply, and we still have FiberMesh. Let's try. There you go. Our fiber. Increase the number of bounces. So imagine a point inside the character, or the point on the surface of the character, kind of traveling around, and it tries to not repeat the points, and it tries not to go through the characters, basically trying to find the nearest points and then trying to cover everything with fiber. This is actually what the algorithm is doing. So you can have something like this really quickly. This is 4,000 bounces. Very nice. I found it really nice. You can, oh yeah, this is actually have the options to increase the thickness, and you can randomize the thickness as well, which is very, very cool. And once you have this is a curve, right? By default, it's gonna generate the UV as well, so it's nice. So if you convert this to polygon, convert to mesh, now it is polygon mesh. It's very, very dense. Let me save this. This is gonna be for our image, for our YouTube video. Fiber character. It's super dense. It's okay. We can give material. Let's assign this with some kind of texture. You will see that the texture will simply go across this fiber. We already have shader principle. Okay, we probably just need emit, but it's okay. Image texture. Let's grab something from our material. I think I have something random here. Gold scuff, granites, bamboo. Okay, bamboo. Yeah, okay, bamboo. Plug this into the base color. I believe it's already should be working. Alright, there you go. It's our bamboo texture that's being stretched across the fiber. So if we want to have something that's nice looking, go back to this mode. Matcap, texture, X-ray, and shadow, if you like. If you want to see this with light, of course you need to go to this mode. Create a sunlight. And then in here you can have ambient occlusion, I believe. Ambient occlusion. Increase or decrease the distance. But I normally like to use just this mode and change the matcap into different material. It's looking already quite nice, and if you bake the ambient occlusion, it's gonna look quite nice. And you can just animate this character or just create a sculpture based on it. Imagine if you can just sculpt it as a real sculpt. How cool is that? That's an artwork like right there. You can sell it for $1,000. You can create AR based on this very quickly as well. So that's basically what FiberMesh is. It gives you this fiber look. But don't forget, in the old days, you really can have this. And you can see this actually follows the topology of the character. So if you convert to curve, now this is a curve, you can basically create a surface from it. Subdivide, can we subdivide? Yes, we can. So this actually follows the outline of the characters. So you might want to use this technique and combine it with this technique to get a fiber character that's more solid. But you can play around with this, maybe use some kind of soft dynamics, try to fit the fiber into the geometry more properly. So that will be interesting. Or maybe use fluid or something. Or if you want to try something, one more technique, let's delete, save this first, file save as, delete, start with a torus this time, torus, and let's fiber this, fiber, create a bounce, increase the bounce to 1000. Yep, we get our torus. Actually, don't go too high. This is the idea is to have just a little bit, 50. Increase the thickness, maybe randomize even, and we are done with this guy. And maybe convert to polygon, and then we want to unparent this, so clear parent and keep transformations, and then delete our original torus. So we have this, and then from here we just fiber torus and then do it like that. This guy is a mesh, and I thought I converted to polygon already. Convert to mesh. Supposedly I can create this. Oh yeah, it does. It does doing something there. Need to increase the number. Yeah, it's probably a little bit too complex for that surface. That's why you're not getting the result right away. You might need to randomize the noise or the seed. You might be lucky if you increase this to 10,000 and then it's working better. Seems like we are hitting limitations. Because if I can copy this and then paste it in here, oh, doesn't like it. File, save as, and then in here, file, append. So I skip switching back between Blender 2.8 and 2.79 because I have a lot of things using Blender 2.79 and still working. So why not? Why not use this? Objects in, get selection, vertices, And yep, that's the result. I think this is useful. So let's save this. Blender 2.79. This is actually BTrace. One thing though, you can't just plug the polyline into this guy. You need to kind of reorder it. It's different kind of result, but still. That's also kind of interesting that you can get this result. Maybe you want to use this as well. Yeah, that's kind of nice as well. So I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep this as well. With the fiber, I guess you can continue playing around with this and start with some kind of blocky base mesh, block out your form, and then you add a lot of fiber. It's just a lazy and quick and easy way to create something that's really complex looking, even though it's really simple underneath. And you can really improving on this idea. Yeah, but there you go. Hopefully you find this useful. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.